What's going on, guys? And today we are working on a Samsung S21. This is going to be a simple, straightforward repair. This has been repaired in the past by another technician, and I do see signs of water damage, condensation on the lens. If you've watched my other videos, you know when you see condensation, that tells you water damage. Customer's telling us that there's no water damage, so I figured to make a video out of this, and let's find out what we see inside. Okay, so this right here is the Samsung S21. As you can tell, broken right there. The frame is also broken. We did have another screen in stock, however it's not the same color. This is more of a violet purple color, pinkish. We have the gray black. Customer was okay with that, so we're gonna go ahead and proceed. Now before we do, I want to show, let's see if we can show the camera any signs of condensation in that lens. When we see signs of condensation, we immediately tell customers like, okay, so it's the top lens. That's the sign of condensation. Once we see that, we immediately tell customers like, hey, likely you have water damage. We can't warranty the repair regardless of the scenario. So I am interested in what we find here. Let's go ahead and get the screen replaced and get started. Before I actually start replacing the screen, I do want to throw this on the charger and read the amp draw and see what the draw of amps is. If it's reading and drawing healthy amp rates, that tells me the phone is functioning. Looks like the phone is turning on or attempting to turn on. All good. And I'm gonna assume this right here is from the fall. Okay, well, that tells me I could proceed with the repair. Looks like the phone is working. So I'm putting this phone on a heating mat. Should reduce the brightness, huh? So I just put the phone here on the heating mat. I'm gonna give that a few moments and we'll be back once it's done. I've only heated it for a few moments because she did say that this has been repaired before, and I'm going to assume that this comes off extremely easy. Oh, it's not coming off extremely easy. So for the technician that repaired this phone, oh wait. I mean, it's definitely not water resistant, but it's not bad. I used a razor blade into opening the back glass. And I like to use a playing card and just cut this adhesive. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. The cable inside, I'm gonna point at right here. This cable right here, wow. That white cable that I'm pointing at right here, that's glued to the back of the shell. So the technician that worked on this last did a bad job sealing it up. I could have easily ripped that cable if I wasn't aware. That's crazy. And look, I can already tell you there's issues in it. So I was gonna give the technician prior to me props for sealing it up. Pretty good, but the sealing is not good. Yep. What is this? This is not even connected, or it maybe was, but that's crazy. Samsung devices are usually all Phillips on the back, so we'll start off with the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove all these screws. Now, if you're a hobbyist or you do these repairs for a living, or you just like watching tech repair videos like this, just know most times when we get repairs like this, especially ones with condensation on that top camera lens, at that point in time, we are no longer concerned with customer service, unfortunately. We do this so we can protect our own asses. Water damaged devices, a phone or a computer that has had a reaction with water at any point in time makes it very difficult for us to predict issues on a phone or a computer or whatever iPad. So because of that, we immediately see it and we're just defending ourselves. Like, hey, we can't do any warranty repairs on this. If there's any other issues in the future, it's not our concern. We'll help you with it, of course, but we can't offer any warranties. For Samsung repairs, for at least Samsung screen repairs, I want to say the majority of them, all it is essentially is just a frame swap. So you just move all the contents of this phone, such as the shield, this motherboard, this battery, the bottom shield, the charging port, these antennas on the side. You move them into another phone, which is another frame. Unplug this cable, lift up the motherboard. What's right here is a good spot to lift. Okay, now that the motherboard is out of place, is that any signs of liquid? The board looks pretty clean. I don't see any signs of liquid damage. If I did, I'd throw it under the microscope and take a look and triple check, but it looks very clean. So maybe we could offer warranty on here. There is this antenna right around. We'll go ahead and remove that. I like to use the iFixit kit. That's it. And then we'll remove the vibrator, which is the top right hand corner. It's 5G antenna. we are done with the very top portion of this phone. Let's go ahead and start at the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew the 3 screws at the very bottom for the charging port. And I did forget a step here. I should always remove the SIM tray before we proceed, but it's all right. If you forget to move the SIM tray, the charging port will not be removed. And let's pop open this charging port. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but there is creasing at this point of this cable a lot. And look how easily it goes up. So previous technician made a mistake here. We'll put this aside. And another mistake right here. That screw. First of all, there's no screw here. And right there. What is that screw? Is that a Phillips? I don't know what screw that is. That's an incorrect screw. That's not supposed to be there. If I can't figure out what screw that screw is stripped. Because of that, either I can't remove this antenna now, or this antenna is gonna cost me a lot of time to try to figure it out. And that screw is definitely stripped. Yeah, that screw is stripped. I don't know if I could work on it, but we'll work on that last. Yeah, let's pop off this last cable. We'll move that aside. I do need to remove this battery. I'm gonna put this back on the heating plate. We'll add some alcohol just in case. Now, as this phone starts to cook up here on the side, I have the brand new screen. And as I mentioned earlier, essentially with Samsung phones, all we do here is just do a frame swap. So brand new, we'll go ahead and add, let's say, we'll add the vibrator first. So we're gonna go ahead and add the vibrator first. We'll prep the top portion. All right, vibrator in place. There's no adhesive. We're gonna add some adhesive, just a slight bit. Previous technician did not add adhesive. It looks like it needs it. So I went ahead and added a strip of adhesive, 3M tape. This would allow the vibrator to stay in place as it vibrates and does its thing. Perfect. And then this is the antenna that we took out earlier, just like that. And lastly, the right screw going to the right side. And now we'll throw in the motherboard. Before I do so, I want to make sure that this cable is in place before we drop it. So, if this is good, let's throw the motherboard in. All right, and then we'll put the camera back. Old phone has cooked enough. We're gonna be pulling the battery out from it shortly. Camera's in place. We're gonna screw that one screw that holds down the motherboard, just like that. We'll put this aside for a moment and let's go back to the original phone. I like to use large suction cups for this, and it has perfect suction on the battery. That, and then we'll just poof. Look how easy that came off. So the previous technician did not remove the old adhesive. I was gonna give them credit at first, but I take that back. Damn! Any credit that I was planning on giving shall not be given and shall not be received. I have this tool here that allows me to remove the adhesive. All right, so now that we've removed the original battery, we're gonna go ahead and put it on this frame. Let's remove that. Now this frame does have adhesive on it. That's the fingerprint scanner right there, by the way. Plug in the battery, as always, and then you drop. I say this in every video of mine, always plug it in before you drop the battery in place. Now the battery's plugged in, we'll unplug it and start replugging all the connectors. This is the charging port again. And if you can recall, we had 3 screws. Okay, charging port is in place. Let's go ahead and screw in those 3 screws. Perfect. We'll go ahead and add this cable. This is the LCD cable. We'll plug it into the main board. We'll triple check our work down here and make sure all the cables are plugged in properly and secured. This is the earpiece speaker. We'll plug this in and screw it in place. Okay. This is the 5G antenna. That's plugged in as well. Let's screw in the 5G antenna. Now we're just gonna close it back up pretty much at this point. I am going to remove this old adhesive down here because this is horrible. That's just in the way. We'll add new adhesive and we'll reseal it as much as we can. We are going to tell the customer this is no longer water resistant, even though we reseal it as best as we can, but we should always set proper expectations with customers. We've already told them this initially. We told them before we took this repair in that once we're done with your phone, it will not be water resistant. It wasn't water resistant when they brought it in either way, but setting proper expectations with our customers is a priority. We almost every time, I want to say about 99.9% of every customer that walks into this store, the expectations is always set properly, just so they know what to expect once we're done, because it's their hard-earned money at the end of the day. I need to make sure that they know what they're spending their money on. You know? All right, now before I seal this up, let's go ahead and throw this on the charger just to see if it actually turns on. Okay. I see the charging emblem. It's exactly what I wanted to see. We'll keep it here for a few minutes until it turns on and charges. I actually did forget to add that antenna to this phone. So this one is going to be a slight issue because that screw is stripped and there isn't another screw holding it down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have to improvise. Let's go ahead and unplug this battery. For this phone, since I can't remove that one screw that the old technician put, I am just going to end up breaking. Oh, wow. Did you see that? That screw holding it down made zero difference to it. Yeah, whoever did this repair just botched it in my opinion. Not in my opinion, facts. I'm going to add some light adhesive underneath. This is going to help keep it in place since obviously screws are not holding it down. Like that. That way the customer gets exactly what they deserve. A phone that actually works and with their 5G antenna installed. Perfect. All right. If I had extra screws that fit in this area, I'd install them for the customer, but I don't. So when people ask us, do you have any extra screws? My man, it's not like we carry a bag of screws that could fit any part that you're referring to. So we say no in most cases. Okay, let's throw this on the charger. We'll screw everything back in place. Let's give this a few minutes. This entire repair took us about exactly 23 minutes long. Oh, that's not too bad. We told the customer about 45. Plus the customer had an aftermarket screen. Never heard of ZE. Or I'm gonna prep sealing it as the phone charges. So I'll be using some 3M tape. Okay, good, it's at 1%. That should give it enough juice for it to turn on. Just as long as it turns on, we are gonna, perfect. So it looks like we got this job done. I'm gonna seal it up, compress it, and we'll call it a day. It's been so hot lately here in California. And our AC unit isn't the best here at the store, so just making things even harder. Perfect. Okay, phone is done. So I hope you guys enjoyed that repair. It was a relatively easy one. We did find signs of water damage on the camera, but it wasn't so bad. The previous technician that did this repair did mess up in quite a few places. Those stripped screws, the adhesive, a very dented cable. But overall, it wasn't so bad, so we got it done. And I know that the customer is doing this for their data, so hopefully she can recover all the data that she needs. If you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.